the start value for that is or what, if they'll call it a layout full and deduct for the legs. We'll have to see what the judges do with that.
So Megan Verselli's car on the uneven bars now for the Huskers.
She's a sophomore from California. She'll start with a Jaeger. Big Jaeger to the overshoot. Good last handstand. Blind full pirouette. Double tuck. I think she got the stick. Solid routine for the sophomore. She just started competing bars this season. She did not compete bars last year as a freshman, so she's doing a great job for the Huskers this year so far.
And there's the landing. Stuck it. And obviously her team, again, very happy with that one.
Really fought for that landing. It's what it's about. College gymnastics is about the landings. People love to see the sticks.
Casey Meeks for Illinois on the vault.
She is a sophomore out of Kansas. And she has a career high of a 9.85 here. Beautiful Yurchenko full, wow. Just that hop on the landing, but great body position in the air, great height. That was a nice vault for the Illini. And we've got Addie DeJesus going on bars now. Freshman for the Huskers. Another big release. A ray to an overshoot. She has an interesting dismount here. Solid last handstand. And then an Arabian dismount. And she sticks it! Wow! Nice routine for the freshman. Wow, she's between her vault and now a solid bar routine. That's got to be a career high for her as well.
Yeah, for a freshman, she has showed up tonight.
She sure is.
What a dismount.
She's
there.
excited too. The team's excited.
We've seen a lot of different, I don't know what it's called, I guess, really. A lot of different routines from.
The Huskers have some variety in their bar routines, some different dismounts, different releases. It just makes for a more interesting bar lineup, just seeing that variety.
Morgan Bixler will close things off for Illinois here on the vault. So I want to touch on that last bar routine. How common is it to, do all these different flips, inverses, and whatnot?
So her Addie's dismount is actually very unique. I don't know if I've ever seen it before. She does just a cast handstand. She doesn't wind up with a giant into the dismount, and then does an Arabian double front dismount, which is a blind landing, so that makes it more difficult to stick, and then she stuck it, so that's just incredible for her, and great energy for the Huskers. And Morgan is a junior out of Pennsylvania. Tuck full, and there's a little hop on the landing.
Yeah.
There you go. Taylor Houchin over on the uneven bars. Beautiful Tkachev. Awesome. Just look at her lines and her form. It's hard to beat her. Wow. Hard to beat her form and her lines. Looking for a double layout. Just that little step, but otherwise just her form and her lines, just an amazing routine. That was a great bar lineup for the Huskers. They should be happy with that.
She had a 9.9 last time against Rutgers, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I saw was just that little step on the dismount, but the rest of that routine, just incredible. And we've got an exhibition on the vault for Illini. Just an exhibition, so this won't count towards the team score. Don't know if that's what she was planning to do, but it won't affect the team score at all. So both teams had another solid rotation, and that should wrap it up for the Illini on vault and the Huskers on the uneven bars. The Huskers will be moving to the beam, excuse me, and the Illini will be moving to floor once the 2-minute transition and warm-up is finished. So it looks like going into the third rotation, the Illini have a 97.725, and the Huskers lead the Illini with a 98.525. The Huskers scored a season high 49.375 on the uneven bars, led by Houchin with a 9.9, and I saw one other 9.9.
So now that we've concluded 2 rotations, both teams have been on each of them. As you just read the score, 98.525. Nebraska leads over Illinois, 97.725. How close is this match?
I would say this is still very close. I think the Huskers really pulled away by that strong bar rotation. That was by far their best bar rotation of the season, so that's great for them. But I mean, beam and floor are still left, so both teams still have to hit and do their gymnastics the way that they know how to do. So, I mean, gymnastics is really not over till it's over.
And Illinois is going to their best rotation on the floor. They're 23rd in the nation of 48.883. Nebraska will head to the beam where it's their best rotation, 16th in the nation, 48.88. And basically our last word on Nebraska with the bars. They had a 48.7 on the bars against Rutgers. So obviously a big improvement there.
Yeah, and it looks like they've got lots of season highs, even some career highs that were hit over there on the bars, so that's huge for them. I'm sure Abby Johnson, I think, is a career high, Kelly Chung career high, Sarah Hargrove, Vercelis Carr, DeJesus. I think those are all career season highs, so that's amazing.
At this point, last match for both teams, the University of Illinois was running a 97.275, and Nebraska was running a 97.375.
So both teams are ahead of where they were at this point in the last meet. So it looks like at this point so far, both teams have been building on their last time out, which is great.
So now that we have 4 minutes, you were a gymnast here at Nebraska.
I was.
How about we talk about what did you do and what were you most comfortable with? What advice would you give to anybody out on the floor right now or anybody watching?
Yeah. So I competed in all 4 events at one point in my career, but I competed on beam at every meet throughout my 4 years, and that was definitely my favorite and probably best event. So the Huskers are over on beam right now, so that's kind of where I felt the most at home. So I'm excited to watch them over there. And I think the most important thing for all those girls down there is to just enjoy it and have fun down there and just focus on the team and having fun with their team, because honestly that's just what makes it that much better, seeing the team do well. In the first half of that meet, both teams were fueled by season high bar scores, so both teams with very strong bar showings. The Illini looking to build on their strong event of floor, and the Huskers looking to get a solid rotation in over on beam, where they have a lot of talent, a lot of potential.
So let's run through your starting lineups here for both teams. Nebraska will start on the beam. Michaela Curtis, Sarah Hargrove, Sienna Korse,
Kraus, sorry.
Megan Schweihofer, Taylor Houchin, and Sierra Hassel.
Yeah. On floor, we will have Shayla Scott, Haley Rowe, Nicole Biondi, Ray Balthazar, Karen Howell, and Kylie Noonan. And over on the beam right now, we have Michaela Curtis, the sophomore out of Georgia. Good fight there. Wolf jump to front tuck. Difficult combination. Her flight series, a back handspring to a back layout. Good full turn. Every gymnast is required to do that skill on the balance beam. A full turn. Switch leap for her jump series. And she'll just have the dismount left, looking to finish this routine off strong. And the stuck dismount. Good finish by the sophomore. Solid start for the Huskers over on beam. We've got Shayla Scott over on floor, who is a freshman. And floor is a fun event for viewers to watch just because of the dance, and the gymnasts get to put their personality into their routine. For handspring front double twist, that is a good first tumbling pass. Going into her second pass. 1.5 to front layout. And she has a season and career high of a 9.825 on the floor as a freshman, which she got last weekend at Maryland, so she'll be looking to build on that here. Got a good leap series. All gymnasts are required to do that in their floor routine, some sort of leap combination. Going into her last pass. Ends with a front handspring to a front 1.5 twist, which is called a Rudy. Little hop forward. Solid start for the Illini. A couple little landing things, but overall good start.
So now over on beam is Sarah Hargrove, and she did not compete against Rutgers, so a little bit of time off. We'll see how she does here.
She has a very cool mount here. You won't see that very much in college gymnastics. She's a freshman from North Carolina, but she did her club gymnastics in Ohio. Solid flight series, back handspring to back layout. Front aerial, a little balance check there. Split jump to a sheep jump for her jump series. Full turn. Looking to finish strong with the dismount. And I don't believe she has competed beam for the Huskers yet. Solid routine for the freshman.
She looked very comfortable up there, and if there was her first, she looked pretty good.
Yeah. Beam is definitely thought of as a more nerve-wracking event for many gymnasts, so to come out and hit a solid routine as a freshman in her first competition routine is very good for her.
So here is Haley Rowe for the Illinois Fighting Illini on the floor. And it's really nice about the floor is you get to put your own routine into it, pick your music,
yeah,
and really have fun with it.
It looks like she's gonna have a fun routine here. Already looks like she's having fun. Some fun music. Front layout to front Rudy, which is a front 1.5 twist. That required leap series.
Last time on the floor, she did finish with a 9.825.
And I don't know if you can hear it, but the Illini throw their ILL, INI into each floor routine, so that's kind of fun for them. Oh, double tuck salto, just a little short there. But overall, strong routine. Looked like she had some fun out there.
So is that gonna hurt her a lot in the points?
So fall is a 5/10 deduction, which is half a point. So she will get that off. We've got Santa Kraus now over on the balance beam. Solid flight series. She does a little bit different than what you'll see. That was a front aerial to a back handspring. Solid full turn.
This was the only event she competed in against Rutgers.
Good leap series.
As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, one of Nebraska's leading just in awards, in leadership, one of Nebraska's star players.
Yeah, she's had a great career here at Nebraska so far and looking to really build on that and finish strong her senior year. Just the dismount left. And what a great routine for the senior. That was great. Stuck dismount. I didn't see any bobbles on the beam. Great routine for Sienna. She'll be very pleased with that. The whole team should be.
Next for Illinois is Nicole Biondi on the floor.
She has a career high here of a 9.9 and a season high of a 9.75. She's a sophomore out of Massachusetts. Very nice double pike to open up. Huskers are excited about the beam score as Nicole's gearing up for her second pass. She's got her teammates dancing on the sideline. Double tuck, a little chest down on that landing. Good recovery. Switch side to wolf full. Gearing up for that last pass. Front layout, front full. Little hop to the side, but otherwise a strong finish. Good fight through that routine by Nicole. High fives from her teammates. And we got Megan Schweihofer on beam for the Huskers now, senior out of Michigan.
She finished with a 9.9 on beam against Rutgers, so looking for a strong performance here.
Gearing up for her flight series here. Solid. You don't see that a whole lot either. A back layout 2 foot. Very solid. Very pretty leap series. A switch leap to a switch leap half. Really showing off that dance.
She just looks very comfortable up there.
Yep, very confident. She's a senior. She's had her experience up there on the beam and very decorated on the beam. Won the event title last week at Rutgers. And that stuff dismount. The crowd is excited. That was a great routine for Schwei.
Did you see anything wrong with that routine?
That looked pretty dang good to me. I don't know. The judges may be able to find something, but she should definitely be pleased with that.
A 9.9 last week. That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the leaders on the beam for the Huskers.
Oh, for sure. Got a little floor music difficulty over on floor. Technical difficulties. Megan Schweihofer competing on the beam, as you just saw, and then she'll be on the floor later tonight.
As we do prepare for Ray Balthaser. She has competed in a couple events tonight, really trying to get Illinois Fighting Illini back into this one through about the middle of the beam and floor. Rotation number 3. Nebraska does lead 128 even to 126.125.
And that is counting a fall for the Illini, so scores still have a chance to change, because if you don't know gymnastics super well, 6 gymnasts do go up on every event to compete, and the top 5 scores will count. So 1 score will be dropped. Looks like they're having a little trouble on the floor with some floor music, so all the girls are just trying to stay loose and be ready when they get that figured out.
Malthaser did compete in both rotations previous to this one. She ended up with a 9.475 on the vault and a 9.925 on the bars.
Yeah, her bar routine was just beautiful over there. Very deserving of that 9.925. So she's been a very solid competitor for the Illini through her years here. She's a junior from Colorado. On the floor, she has a career high of a 9.925 and a season high so far in 2019 of a 9.825. Just a little trouble with the sound system down playing the floor music, so trying to find a alternative, it looks like.
The next time Nebraska will be at home will be February 9th when they take on Minnesota. It's another Big Ten matchup, and we kind of touched on it earlier, the Big Ten being one of the better gym conferences in all of the nation. And what do you think Minnesota, you know, in front of a home crowd, the Huskers, what do you think how's that going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, it's always so hard to tell. It's still a couple weeks away. I know Minnesota's had a strong start to their season as well. And, I mean, the Huskers love competing at Devaney. It's nothing like competing at home. So, I mean, it's too hard to say this far in advance. But, I mean, I'll touch on it again. Just the Big Ten's strong and continually growing. So, can't really go wrong in the Big Ten with good gymnastics.
How much does a routine change over the course of 2 weeks? Or is it just you stick with a routine, you go for it all season and just perfect that?
Typically, you stick with a routine and you do it the whole season, and then you just try to perfect it as the season goes on, unless you need to make any little adjustments. It looks like we got Ray going on floor now. Got some floor music, hopefully. Going back and looking at that last rotation with the Illini on vault, they were led by Casey Meeks with a 9.775, followed by Karen Howe with a 9.75, and then Mary Jane Otto with a 9.725. Those were their top 3 scores, giving them their 48.3 total on the vault. And the Huskers over on the bars were led by Taylor Houchin and Megan Versailles-Carr, both with 9.9s, and that's a career and season high for Megan, so that's great for her. And then I believe Abby Johnson, Kelly Chung, Sarah Hargrove, and Addie DeJesus all had career and season highs as well. So it looks like the Huskers really brought it over on bars and are looking to continue to build on that going forward in the future meets.
Great analysis there. Danny, what do you think a break like this, I'm sure you've never quite experienced something maybe quite like this, but what does a break like this do to the women down there on the floor?
It happens from time to time. Like, usually it's with judges, like trying to calculate scores if there's something that they need to talk about. You'll sometimes have to wait. So it's just kind of all about staying loose and not psyching yourself out, I guess. Just talking with your teammates or your coaches or whatever it is you need to do to be ready to go when it is time to go. So it's definitely not something you can really like practice for, but it's just the girls are definitely mentally tough and are ready to respond, so. We got the Illini dancing on the floor, staying loose. So it looks like while they're figuring out floor, we're going to head back over to beam, and Taylor Houchin is going to be up for the Huskers on the bounce beam, the junior out of Missouri. And you've seen her already on the vault and the bars tonight. She'll be in the all-around. Beautiful back handspring back layout series. Front aerial to a little beat jump. That required full turn, beautiful. Switch leap to split jump for that jump series. Rock solid. Little cat leap to side aerial, just a small check there, just the dismount. Round up double full dismount, small hop. Great routine after that weight. Very solid.
Coming off of a 9.85 against Rutgers, was another solid performance.
For sure, she should be happy with that routine.
As you might have heard, the crowd here, fairly decently sized. I mean, filling up most of the lower section, rather. And coming out to support women's gymnastics, playing at home, you said it was always a big advantage. And we also have some Illinois Fighting Illini members, parents, and other fans down in the lower section. We saw, or heard rather, some sort of chant. There was a competition almost between the crowds. Fighting Illini trying to get their parents, their fans involved, obviously being overwhelmed by the Go Big Red. Nebraska very passionate in all their sports, football, basketball, and now gymnastics, volleyball in there. Every team has a strong fan base, and that's something you got to be proud of as
yeah, there's really no place like Nebraska, and the fans are great.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, never gets old.
So while we are still waiting, we can run down the rankings of the NCAA women's gymnastics right now.
It
Oklahoma.
looks like we're continuing on with beam, I guess. Sierra Hassel. She is a junior out of Iowa. She actually went to the same club gym as I did for a period of time. Back handspring, back layout, step out. Just a small check there. Front aerial solid. Split jump, sheep jump, rock solid. She has beautiful split in those leaps. That full turn. Looking to finish strong with a solid dismount. Good routine. Solid routine by Sierra. She's just great to watch on that event.
We will get those standings for the women's gymnastics just a little later, but that was the last beam for Nebraska. We might see a couple of exhibitions now. I mean, otherwise we could just be waiting for a while. But what did you think overall for that performance? Nebraska finishing up their beam routine.
I thought that was very solid. They had 6 hit routines, which is always what the first and foremost goal is. They had some little checks here and there, but nothing serious. I think that they'll just keep getting better. They have some great talent over there on beam. It's always a very talented event for the Huskers, and I think that they just have little details to continue to work on. So I was very impressed with their beam and remaining calm and just doing what they did amidst the kind of weight and whatever is going on down with the floor.
As we did mention, Nebraska is 16th in the nation on beam, 48.8 average. That's led by 2 outstanding women. You know, like we said, Houchin, Schweihofer, 9.9, 9.85. And it looks like we are just now ready to get the floor back underway.
Here we go with Ray after a little bit of a wait for her. She's got some good dance so far. Dramatic music. Gearing up for that first pass. Huge double tuck, just that hop back on the landing. Huge in the air. Very pretty tour jeté. Another leap series there. One and a half to front layout, very solid. Good routine after that weight. Good for Ray.
Scored a 9.75 last time against Maryland, and has just had a good performance there after the weight. Never easy on anyone.
Now it looks like we're back over on the beam with Megan Versailles-Carr in exhibition. So again, this score will not count for the Huskers. Good save on that side aerial. Good fight. Good full turn. Nice, back handspring back layout series. Split jump to split jump 3/4. Just the dismount left. Pretty solid routine so far. Round off 1.5 twist in the stick. Good routine in the exhibition spot for Megan Versailles-Carr.
Before we get to this beam, Versailles-Carr had a 9.175, so some good work there with the exhibition.
For sure. Now we've got Karen Howell over on floor. She's a junior from Michigan. Very cool pass. A front tuck step out through to a double back. Good landing there too.
This is where Illinois shines. As you said, a good first pass. We're just looking to finish this one off strong.
She has a season high of a 9.85 that she got last weekend versus Maryland. A career high of a 9.9. Good leap series for her. Showing off some flexibility in her dance with that turn. Gearing up for another tumbling pass. Solid double pike salto. Really sold that landing. Very nice routine for Karen Howell.
Illinois seems very pleased with that one as well. Looks like they will have one more lady on the floor, and Kylie Noonan. And that will wrap up rotation 3.
And Kylie is a sophomore out of Minnesota. She has a season and a career high of a 9.9 on the floor.
As we are finished with the Huskers beam, they scored a 49.225 last week against Rutgers, a 48.4. So another big improvement on their side of things tonight, as they have really stepped it up against a strong Big Ten team.
For sure, that was a very strong beam performance for the Huskers. They were led by a 9.9 by Sienna Kraus and several other strong. A 9.875 by Hassel and some other 9.8 scores, so they should be very happy with that beam rotation. Now we've got Kylie Noonan on the floor. Very strong front double full to start. Very nice second pass there too. Got the Illini really dancing on the sideline, getting into this routine. Looking to finish up strong. One and a half front layout, very solid. Danced right out of it. Very nice routine for Kylie Noonan and the Illini. Strong finish. Very good. Glad to see that after they had a little bit of that technical difficulty. They handled that very well.
finishing up where she started last week with a 9.875. Another solid performance, and that will wrap up rotation number 3, unless there is an exhibition by Illinois.
Looks like we might have one.
Looks like we will see an exhibition by Illinois. We'll hope to get you who is doing it in a second or so. As the score stands right now, not quite official yet. We'll get the official score in 1 second. 147.75 to 145.675.
Got some fun music and fun dance to start this routine off. Very nice leap. Gearing up for that first pass. Front spring front double full. Very difficult first pass. She looks like she's having fun out there. Teammates on the sideline are having some fun too.
Just a great way to get everyone involved in the floor routine. The music, the dancing, the enjoyment, and if nothing else, the exhibition, that's what it's for, is enjoyment and getting...
Yeah, getting that experience, yep.
Absolutely.
Front left to front, Rudy. Strong exhibition routine for the Illini. And that should round out this third rotation here at the Devaney.
So that will do it for rotation number 3. Final scores coming in 147.75 to 146.475 as the Huskers lead it. We will head to rotation number 4, where the Huskers will go to the floor and the Illini will go to the beam. In Nebraska, they have a really fun floor routine. Each and every one of them is different, as you said, personalized, and this should be a great way to end out the night. For
sure. Finishing up floor at home is always just a super fun time. The crowd loves it, and the girls have a lot of fun with it. And then the Illini on beam will look to finish strong, so we should look forward to a great last rotation here.
So let's get into those NCAA women's gymnastics standings. We'll go through these kind of quickly. Oklahoma has taken over the first rank at 197.625. They scored a 198.05 earlier this season. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's very high score for this early in the season, so they've started out strong and just kind of kept it there.
UCLA has fallen to the 2 spot. Nebraska did fall to them in the first match of their season. Then in Florida, Utah, LSU, Georgia, Denver, Michigan in the 8th spot. Nebraska will face them next week over at Michigan. Alabama, Boise State rounding out the top 10. Washington, who, well, Nebraska beat the other night at the Tumble and Rumble. They are in 11th. California, Auburn, Ohio State in the 14th spot. Missouri, BYU, Kentucky, and Nebraska in 18th. Tied for 19th and 20th would then be Oregon State and Arizona State.
Yeah, so, and at this point in the season, rankings can be a little jump around from week to week just because they're based on averages of scores. So some teams have competed more meets than other meets, and just from week to week, scores can fluctuate a little bit. So at this point in the season, teams will jump around a little bit, but as we get further into the season, teams will start to, you'll notice, settle in a little bit at certain rankings. So Huskers in at number 18 right now, but that should change as we move through the season and continue to hopefully improve and build on what they've been doing.
So Nebraska will head to the floor, ranked 20th in the nation at 48.942. And Illinois will finish on beam, 34th in the nation, 48.575 is their average. And it's a close match, as we've said. Does either team have an advantage going into this fourth and final rotation?
The thought is typically with an away team, they end on beam, and that's a little bit more difficult to finish on just because it's 4 inches wide. So some teams do super well with it, but it can be more of a nervy event, if you want to call it that, I guess, but doesn't necessarily mean anything. Teams are finished super strong on beam, so yeah. And then the Huskers finishing on floor at home is always a great time.
Is there any one gymnast in particular for the Huskers that you're looking for to have a strong floor performance?
Oh man, we got lots of fun routines on floor coming up. So Sienna Krause is one to watch on floor. She got some really difficult tumbling. Megan Schweihofer's solid on floor, and then Taylor Houchin is anchoring floor this year, and she's got some big tumbling as well. So also the freshman and Sierra Hassel, I mean, you're just gonna see some great tumbling, so I don't know that I can just pick one. So looking back to the beam, the Huskers were just on the beam. Going through the scores, Michaela Curtis had a 9.8, Sarah Hargrove with a 9.775 in her debut, Sienna Krause with what I believe is a career high 9.9, Megan Schweihofer, very solid 9.825, Taylor Houchin also with a 9.825, and Sierra Hassel finished us off with a 9.875. So overall, very solid beam rotation. They ended up with a 49.225, that was a big improvement over last week at Rutgers. So the Huskers, I'm sure, are very pleased with that beam rotation.
And for Illinois, they probably struggle on the floor the most looking at their scores. They finished with a 48.45 last week against Maryland, or excuse me, a 49.125 against Maryland. And this week they finished with a 48.75, but that was at the expense of a couple 9.7s, 9.6s. Shayla Scott had a 9.7, Haley Rowe with a 9.0. That one was dropped. Nicole Biondi with a 9.6, Ray Ballhazer with a 9.725, Karen Howell with a 9.825, and then Kylie Noonan with a 9.875. So their floor was probably the place where they've struggled the most, and that is why there's a 1.3 point gap.
Yes. So Huskers are leading going into this final rotation. And then if you're following along with the all-around standings at all, Taylor Houchin is leading the all-around going into this last rotation with a 29.575. And Karen Howell is just behind her with a 29.475. And then we've got Ray Balthazar with a 29.125. So those are our 3 all-arounders today here at Devaney.
So let's go through your starting lineups very quickly for the Huskers. Abby Johnston on the floor to begin things off. Then Addie DeJesus, Megan Schweihofer, Sierra Hassel, Sienna Krause, and Taylor Houchin. And then on the beam, Haley Rowe, Nicole Biondi, Mary Jane Otto, Kylie Noonan, Karen Howell, and to finish things off on the beam for the Fighting Illini, Ray Ballhazer.
So we will be starting over on the beam with Haley Rowe. She's a senior out of Texas. And she has a career high on the beam of a 9.875. Back handstand back layout flight series. Little check there, but fought for it. Very pretty straddle 3/4 jump. Nice gainer layout step out. Looking solid. Nice full turn. Just the dismount left, I think. Round of 1.5, just that hop. Very strong lead off for the Illini. Nice job by Haley. Go over to floor now with freshman Abby Johnston.
She had a 9.8 on the floor last week against Rutgers.
Couple steps out of that double pike, but huge opening pass. You'll notice that all the Huskers throw the bones, so to speak, in their floor routines. Whip half front full. Very pretty second pass. Got some Huskers dancing on the sideline. Pretty leap series. Got the crowd clapping. Doing a stuck double tuck. What a finish. Very good lead off for the Huskers.
And that 9.8 that she had last week, that might be a little low for what she's gonna get today.
Yeah, it's hard to say. The only thing I saw was that opening pass. She's a little out of control on the landing, but otherwise, very, very solid routine for the freshman. We're over on beam now.
That is Nicole Biondi.
Nice leap series. Back handstand back layout step out. She's got a good rhythm going here in this beam routine.
Biondi also had a 9.8 on the beam last week.
Oh, it looks like it just came up a little short there. Jumping back up on the beam. Yeah, so that'll be a fall, which is 5/10 or half a point. Looking to finish strong with a good dismount. Strong finish. All right, we got Addie DeJesus, the freshman, up on floor. She has fun with this routine. Likes to dance. Huge triple twist to start. That's a very difficult pass. Gearing up for that second pass. 1.5 front layout and actually walks right out of it. Continues it into her dance. Teammates in the crowd clapping along. Switch side to Popa. Last pass. Double pike. Very strong routine for the freshman. She had a great night tonight.
She did compete in the vault, the bars, and now the floor. A great finish for her tonight. Ended up with a 9.775 last week. But a solid performance from her, and that's all you can really ask for from a freshman, and you know, to help her team get the experience, have fun with it. Everything
For sure.
checks the boxes.
And she just continued to build each week, which is what you want to see from freshmen. You can tell she's getting more confident and more comfortable competing in this college setting. So looks like she's just going to continue to get stronger and be a very good competitor for the Huskers. And now over on beam, we've got Mary Jane Otto. Nice full turn. She is an All-American. Very solid flight series. Switch leap to a tuck full for her leap series. Nice stuck dismount by the six-year senior. That was a good recovery after the fall in the previous routine, so the Illini should look to build on that.
Megan Schweihofer will take the floor for the Huskers. Looking to continue what the Huskers have done the last 2 times here and get a good score.
Very big full in to start. She did that out of a round off, which is not something you will usually see. Huge first pass. And ready for her second tumbling pass here. Front layout to a front Rudy. Pretty leap series. Having fun with her dance out there. Last pass here coming up. Beautiful front layout to front full. Very controlled landing. Very solid routine by the senior in Schweihofer.
She ended up with a 9.675 last time out, and now on beam for Illinois is Kylie Nudie.
Very difficult series there, a 3-flight series, back handspring, back layout, just a little off there. Looking to finish strong now.
And regardless of the fall there, you gotta, give applause to the effort. And that's really, you gotta learn and you gotta execute, but to perform something with that difficulty, you gotta try.
Yeah, 3-flight series are very difficult, and the rest of the routine is still important because their score may count for the routine, so it's about getting up and finishing the routine still as strong as she can, which it looks like she's doing. Good dismount to finish. Strong finish for Kylie on beam.
Sierra Hassel on the floor. She finished with a 9.875 last week.
For handspring front double full, beautiful. Get ready for that second pass. One and a half front layout, beautiful. All her teammates along the sideline yelled hey when it said in her music. Nice leap series. Teammates and crowd clapping along. She gears up for that last pass. Rudy to a shallow jump. That's just such a great, beautiful pass.
And a clean landing there. That should give her some good score here at the finish.
Very clean routine by Sierra. Her teammates are excited about that one.
On the bar is Karen Howell for Illinois.
Cool mount on the beam there by Karen. Pretty full turn. Very solid flight series. Back handspring step out, back layout 2 foot. Switch leap straddle quarter. Kept that moving in the connection. Really fighting for those landings. Trying to not give anything away. She looks confident up there. Very cool leg hold. Straight into the dismount. Beautiful stuck dismount. Very solid routine to get the Illini back on track. Senior Sienna Kraus up on floor now. Front double full to front layout, very difficult connection pass. Does it beautifully. She's actually doing new choreography, new floor routine this week, I believe. Beautiful second pass. Back 1.5 to front half. Gearing up for that last pass, looking to put the finishing touch on this routine. Rudy, the back layout step out, beautiful. She makes it look so easy. Beautiful routine by the senior, another great routine for the Huskers.
Very well done, very well executed. Everything seemed almost flawless. As you said, she makes it look easy. I know I couldn't do that, even with 18 to 20 years of training and experience.
Yeah, Sienna's special on floor. Makes it look easy.
Now we head to the beam, and this is Ray Ballhazer, her last, or the last performance, excuse me, for Illinois tonight.
Just a little check on that series, but good fight by Ray. Pretty full turn. Very fluid in her dance. Nice front toss to Sassone. Very nice routine to finish off the Illini on beam.
And for the final exercise, the routine of the night is Taylor Houchin, and she owns this event. 9.9 last time on the floor. Nebraska always saves her for last. The crowd gets into it. The crowd is electric when she gets out on the floor, and watch her teammates as well. They will go along with it.
Yes, it's good to see her back in the floor lineup this year in her junior season. Comes with a big full in.
That is incredible.
Big full in. She gets some major height. Kept it in bounds, it looked like. Her technique and her gymnastics is just amazing. It's beautiful.
The crowd is getting into it. Looking for the second pass.
Beautiful 1.5 to front layout. Beautiful leaps. She just got beautiful lines, beautiful extension. Gymnastics is beautiful to watch.
It's an art form, really.
It really is. Last pass here. Beautiful double pike. Knew exactly where that landing was.
The crowd really enjoyed it as well. She just about to finish here.
Beautiful routine. She had an amazing night. Great night for the junior. Great floor rotation.
Crowd loves it. Fans love it, and that's going to put a great score up on Nebraska's board. Right now it says 197.05.
Exhibition now on beam for the Illini. Front toss to a backhand spring. Switch leap split jump, solid. Pretty front aerial. Good dismount to finish that exhibition routine. Got Sarah Hargrove in exhibition on floor for the Huskers to finish this off tonight. Very solid opening pass for Sarah. Gearing up for that second pass. Front full front layout into her dance. Pretty leap series. Her teammates are excited. Probably one of the most fun things about college gymnastics is having your teammates right there beside you. Gearing up for her last pass. Double tuck. Right in on that landing. Knew exactly where it was. Fun routine there by Sarah.
And that will do it as the fourth rotation finishes up. We will get the final score here in 1 second, but regardless, Nebraska dominated this one from the beginning. Rotation 1 got out to an early lead and never really looked back. And in fact, this is Nebraska's highest scoring match of the year by far.
Yep, they unofficially have a 197.25, which crushes their season high up to this point. So they came out hungry and ready to defend their house here at Devaney and looking to build and get their season really rolling. And boy, did they do it. I was very impressed by what I saw from both teams, but the Huskers just dominated.
Their highest score previous to this match was against UCLA when they did in fact lose. However, they posted a 195.7 and this completely blew it out of the water. It looks like the final score will be 197.25 over 194.675. Nebraska should go on and win this match. As you said, handily. They've had a great time tonight. And I think we have too.
Yes, for sure. In that final rotation, the Huskers put up a massive 49.5 on floor, led by a 9.95 by Houchin. And the Illini put up a 48.2 on the balance beam, led by a 9.825 by Mary Jane Otto.
Well, that about wraps things up for us in the broadcasting booth. For Danny Breen, I am Brent Bartels. Thank you so much for tuning in to Big Ten Women's Gymnastics here at the Devaney Sports Center. Thank you. Have a good night.